It was a very different format from many of the other conferences in that it becomes very interactive. Basically, everybody shares their experience and also was a very experienced group.
So I find that to be incredibly valuable for me to have this snapshot of all these different perspectives of academics, of industry, of large pharma, of small pharma, of people that can really talk through industry trends right then and really what's going on.
In a traditional conference, you kind of get stuck, or not get stuck, but you're limited to one person's point of view. What I found really interesting about this was you had 10, 20 people's different point of view.
They were absolutely fantastic. We got to learn stuff that you just don't get from seminars. There's like interactive discussion, and you found out the way people think. There's stuff that just doesn't come across in seminars.
I know there are a lot of colleagues of mine from my company, they have come here, but I never experienced it before, and I'm actually very impressed with the organization and the concept of the roundtable discussion.
It was very well framed in that you have an initial set of bullet points, and then we go round the table and say, okay, if everybody could introduce themselves, say what they want to get out of this 1 hour that we're going to be together, and what's the top relevant thing that they would most like us to dig into, given what's written on the board behind.
We ended up discussing other topics, which is actually a good thing because that was the interest of the group.
It was a very useful way to be able to interact with peers from the industry and be able to throw out questions freely and get answers rather than a format where you just sit and listen.
There was two colleagues from Novartis where last session we were talking about target engagement, and we basically set up a time to go to lunch next week, so that was fantastic.
It was very interactive. We learned as much as I think the participants.
Yes, Jörg Benningshoff led a roundtable discussion for disruptive technologies, and he has been, it was well visited, and I think that's also a good way to raise certain questions and to get answers on the difficult issues you would like to raise.
It's been a really collaborative environment and discussion for everyone to learn from, so that's been extremely helpful.
Your list speaks for itself. A lot of the people on that list know each other, so there are very few VPs of global research for big pharma. So just having those people on that list grabs attention immediately. And what is interesting to see is if you've been to these conferences more than 1 year, you see how things are moving around.
There were many people at my level and well above my level, so it was nice to see that, or nice to understand the different perspectives on the problems.
Well, these tend to be the more senior leaders of, I know it's called MedChem, but it's really drug discovery. And so again, I find that very valuable. That's the position I'm in. But you, within all these positions, you have people who actually are connected to the details of the science and the technologies that are being used. So it's not like there are people who don't understand what's going on. They are the people that know the details about the science.
One of the aspects about the Proventa conference that we think is unique is it brings decision makers from the respective organizations that we're interested in communicating with into a single forum where we can have the type of dialogue that we think will impact our ability to create positive relationships with these companies.
I think it's a really great mix of really experienced individuals in the industry and their careers, but also individuals that are sort of on that path as well.
Basically, most of the team that was here have a leadership role in their companies, and that was a very even, I would say, distributed.
We got a real balance of views on these things, so it was great seeing the large pharma, really senior people who've seen everything, and then all these startups giving a very different perspective of what their needs were. It was really, really good.
I find that to be very, very good. It's a great chance to, again, be very efficient in this meeting of both seeing a bunch of colleagues talking about medchem and drug discovery concepts. At the same time, you have vendors around who you need to talk to. So this gives you an opportunity to be able to do that, and you kind of can make this be very, very efficient. So I find that, very valuable because my time is valuable.
in a short period of time, you can see a lot of people. Instead of trying to jet around, spending days on airplanes, meeting these people, you have them all in one location. It's in a relaxed atmosphere. You get a chance to, discuss the timing. There's enough time per meeting, and then you often will see them again out in the hallways and over lunch or dinner if you have follow-up.
I was able to pick my own agenda, so there were a few people I really wanted to talk to that are on my agenda for this afternoon. I had one discussion this morning that was something that related to informatics that I've been worried about.
This is the only way I've had it in this format, whereby we're given a list of companies. And I think in this case it was about this long in a spreadsheet, I can't remember, but there were many that were of interest to the organization that I represent, which is that one there. Some of them are existing clients, and we haven't spoken to for a while. Some of them are past clients, we definitely want to talk to them again. And some are completely new to us. Occasionally one of the clients can't show for reasons beyond their control, but you've made accommodations to put somebody else in there that we're interested in talking to. So that's an excellent, that's efficient matchmaking, essentially.
I had 2 one-on-one meetings today, and both of them I got a lot out of. One in particular told me about a technology that I was aware of but had been taken much, much further. And I've invited them back in to come and give a full presentation at our company, because I think it can actually fulfill a real need that we have and can actually really help us with clinical biomarker processing. So I was really, really excited about it, and I can't wait to have that company come in.
It goes very well because you're really able to meet people who show an interest in in the activities of your company, and you really are able to meet with some of the decision makers in the company.
It's been an opportunity to meet with a lot of potential partners or collaborators, and they're really all here in the same room, available to you to have discussions with and put names to faces, and so that's been a really great experience as well.
The senior leaders at these organizations approached us in a very open way to discuss the problems that they have. That creates the opportunity for us to find opportunities to create value in business relationships and for us to solve problems that they may be encountering at their respective companies.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd be very happy to participate again. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a very impressive meeting.
Yes, we will be happy to participate again.
I would like to come here next year very much.
I'm very happy to join next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, kind of lucked into getting into this the first year, and this is the conference I come to every year. I very seldomly come to conferences, but I come to this one. I think it's incredibly high value use of my time for a day.
Yeah, it would be great. We'd love it. We're looking forward to participating in future years to come.
Of course, I'm very happy to be able to participate.
This is our second year already, so we were happy last year and we're happy this year, and we will do that again this year.
Payoff for one day out of the office for what I've learned, definitely worth it. The roundtables have been good. It's they start off slowly and then they really build up, and then had great one-on-one sessions. Yeah, definitely would come back because I actually learned a ton of stuff today that I want to take back to my organization. So definitely would come back to this.